everybody.
Hello.
And welcome today to blah 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 and blah blah and blah blah. Welcome to today's. I'm having trouble with my lips. Gee, rent it. Welcome to today's live with Stephen and Walter. I'm Stephen, and this is Grumpy Walter. There he is. Roll your eyes. Roll your eyes. They love it when you roll your eyes. Yeah, your fan club. Okay, roll your eyes, not to the back of your head like you're about to pass out. But anyways, well, welcome everybody. I trust everybody can hear us and see us. Let me check the monitor.
I'm Stephen.
Yes. And if you're hearing any kind of sound in the background, that's my 3D printers are running. I have 3 of them going right now. So you might hear them a little bit.
Yeah, they are kind of noisy.
Yeah, they are. But I have a noise suppression on this thing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to block it out. But when I was doing some tests with my microphones, they did seem to pick up a little bit. But anyways, let's see who is joining us today. We've got Brenda. Brenda was number 1.
Wow.
First one here. Wow,
Must be a slow
Brenda. Well, it's later in the day. Brenda's out of bed. So there you go. Barb is here. Dana's here. Suzanne, Russ, Melissa, Charlotte.
Dana.
Dana. I said Dana.
Oh.
Are you in the same room with me?
No, I'm not.
Apparently not. No. Kim Davenport is here. Joanne is here. Hello. Okay. Hello.
You said oops, hello.
Oh, well, we kind of got that. Gloria is here. Gloria. No, it's not a song. Ingrid is here. Hi from Flat Rock, Newfoundland. Is it really flat? Donna is here. Russ says, I hope everyone is having a great day. Sue is here. Good afternoon from Heat Alert, Central Missouri. That's why the storing room is air conditioned. Oh. Jean E, not Jeannie, but Jean E is here. Where'd she go? Up at the top and moved up. Emma's here. Hi, Em. Karen is here. First time signing in with you guys, Ingrid says. Well, welcome, Ingrid. I hope you won't be disappointed. Sue says, looking forward to your freestanding lace series. Yes, I've already prepped. We've done some prep for this coming Friday, so everybody stay tuned for that. Marilyn's here. Patsy's here. Lewis is here. Joanne G says, oh, what are you making? I don't hear it. Gnomes.
Is that a gnome?
Yeah, that'll be a gnome. No, that's a turkey. I was trying some Thanksgiving things. I made some turkey napkin. I made 1 turkey napkin ring. And I'm thinking about making for Lori some Thanksgiving napkins and that. I may have done that before, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I can't remember or whatever with napkin rings, but we'll see. Lori's my sister. Kim McCowan is here from Nova Scotia, and I have something to share with everybody from Kim today as well. Jan's here. Hello, Jan and Bratka. Hope I'm saying that one. Bratka. I think, is this the first time you've been here, Bratka? I don't remember seeing your name before, and welcome. Cynthia's here. She's watching us and cooking dinner at the same time. Okay, what time shall we be over? Janet's here. Sandra is here from Texas. Jen. Philippa is here from lovely Australia, the land down under. Del Marie is here. So, yeah, we've got a lot have come in today. So it sounds like it's hot in Missouri. It says it's 27 here.
Yeah.
You were outside.
Yeah, I was out for a walk, and it was kind of warm.
Yeah, well, that's good. This is the last week of August, so, our minds start to turn to fall after this week, and I don't want it to turn to fall. I used to hate this time of the year, mainly because it was just before I had to go back to school, and I probably already had been into the school and getting things ready and prep for it all. Those of you that may be retired teachers or are teachers, you know what that's all about. And then you have to start 10 months of hell. I guess some places already in the States, the kids have gone back into school. because they tend to go in a little earlier in a lot of the states. So,
Hi, Derek.
Derek's here. Hi, Derek. But anyways, well, let's take a look at some previews of things that I've been working on. Let me get them up here. And I will be talking more about these on Idiot Quilter this week. Okay, I changed all my buttons around. Make sure I push the right button. Where's the button? There's the button. Okay, so this is, you've seen this at the top before, but now it's completely finished. It is quilted, bound the whole bit. It's my gnome Halloween quilt, and it's Stephanie Stitch's design, Pumpkin Patch. I said to Stephanie the other day, I'm tempted to make this one again, but larger, and use Christmas fabrics, because I think it would make a really cool Christmas quilt. Actually, I think you could make this quilt for any time of the year. Just swap out your colors. And it was a really easy pattern to do, as all Stephanie's are, very well written. So I'm happy with the way that one turned out. And then this is the Christmas. Now, one of the subscribers told me how to say this correctly. Christmas bouquet, I think.
You always screw it up. Anyway.
And how do you say it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it written.
Bowkeh.
Bouquet.
Bouquet?
Bouquet.
Bucket?
Bouquet.
Bouquet? I don't know. Anyways, it's kind of a cool pattern design. It's not a really huge table runner in terms of length. And really, to make it longer, you'd essentially have to do all those panels again and duplicate it, like to double the length of it, because it's not one of these ones where you could add an extra panel into the center of it because of the way they well, maybe, could you? If you took that middle one, no, I don't think you could.
What, make it bigger?
Yeah.
No, it's kind of hard to do
because
all the lines are in the middle of a tree.
Yeah, so I don't think that would work. So anyways.
Well, unless you took a panel like in the middle, you'd have to repeat. I don't know.
No, you can't because of the way they're pieced.
Yeah,
so
I guess.
I think the only way to make it longer is you'd have to double the length, and that would mean to make a second one before you put the borders on and attach it that way on one of the ends. But whatever, I'm not going to do that, but I just thought that's curious.
Somewhat inflexible.
Yes, really. And this is the one that Stephanie and I were working on this yesterday afternoon. We did a sew along. Stephanie did a sew along with me, and this is the Tracy Perks in pieces quilt. I did debate whether or not to put borders on this. I don't think I will. I like to put borders on my quilts. But I know right now the trend is, in a lot of cases, not to put borders on. But this one I don't think I will. I'm going to use that green that's in it. I made binding for this out of that color. So I think that'll be enough to finish it off. Of course, it's got to get onto Lucy and be
How big is this?
Quilted. 60 by 60.
Okay.
Yeah, 60 by 60. It was bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Because looking at it, it just looks like a block. I meant on the screen here.
Yeah, I know. But it is a 60 by 60. Okay, so Walter's got something to show you. Let's go here.
Yeah, I'd started making another shirt, so I just thought I'd show the fabric. This is Australian fabric that I'm making a shirt out of. So lots of lizards on it.
Lizard.
So yeah, so hopefully it'll be done soon.
Yeah, soon.
That's obviously a panel.
So what is? Oh, that you mean a panel in the shirt?
Yeah, the front panel.
Oh, okay. Needs a few more of those. I think I'll look.
You only need 2 front panels. I don't know how many you need.
Oh, you're so funny to look at. Yeah, so who's joined us while we were blabbing on here about things? I think I see Stephanie is here. Yep. Um, who else? Have we missed anybody? Everybody's saying hello. Grant is here from Southern California. Um, thank you, Stephanie and Delmar and Joanne and Lewis. Oh, Shirley's here from Around to It. Listening while I bind a table runner. Judy's here. And I think Jackie's here. Jackie is here as well. So I have something else to show you. It is not my creation, but if you remember that I was test sewing a in the hoop embroidery project, a Halloween one with the monsters on it and everything, and I haven't finished quilting it yet. It's sitting out with Lucy. I'm hoping this week I'll get to it and do what I'm going to do with it there. But Kim McGowan, who is the moderator for the group on Facebook called the Atlantic Coast Embroiderers, I guess, or embroidery, one or the other. It's got embroidery. She got permission to take a design by Amy. Can't think of Amy's last name. Kim will know if she's here. And she digitized the appliques so that you could do them in the hoop. And it turned out pretty good. But Kim took hers. I made mine into a quilt. She took her pieces and she made them into a bench pillow. And I'm just going to find this for you because she sent me a couple of pictures today and she said I could show these if I wanted to, and I want to, because I think it turned out really quite nice. There you go. So the Happy Halloween, I think that turned out really nice, isn't it? And I love your background colors for the characters in here too. I like the way the colors swirl around. But I think that looks really good. I'm not much into bench pillows because I really don't have a bench to put them on. But seeing this one, it's kind of makes me have a new appreciation for it. And I love the Happy Halloween part at the top that you did. I think that turned out really nice, Kim. So, well done. Let's come back here. And I'm sure people are saying nice things about it.
So Lewis asked me if I ever done a striped shirt button down. No.
Oh,
Probably.
you did that long sleeve shirt of mine.
Yeah,
that has button down collar, doesn't it?
I can't remember.
I think it does.
But that's not a striped shirt. It's a long sleeve shirt, though.
It's stripes.
No,
I thought so. You did it in
it's that fabric. The
You tell how many times I've worn it.
yeah, no, it's that. What do you call it? The Indian fabric that it's double sided.
Batik.
Batik. It's
Oh,
a
that's
batik,
right. It's
yeah.
a batik. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why I was thinking it was stripe.
No. I've never done, but I haven't really had any desire to do that because I kind of like doing pattern shirts. I have done long sleeve shirts, but all pattern shirts, and it's mainly because I don't wear formal shirts anymore. And I don't. If I buy, I would tend to buy a formal shirt rather than make one because I find stripes boring. All I wore all the time when I went to work was either stripes or checks, and I don't really want to make a striped or check shirt.
I wore a lot of plaids because I bought all my clothes at Mark's Work Warehouse, and that's the only thing you had to choose
But I mean,
from.
you making a long sleeve button down collar shirt is not any more difficult than the ones that I do. So
Yeah, well, my favorite type of dressier shirt are button-down collar ones. I love those kind of shirts. Some people have joined us. Janet is here, and Heather, and Letitia is here from Texas. Derek says, have been so impressed by the color variation of different people's interpretation of Tracy's pattern. So effective and very different looks with different colors. Yeah, and we were talking about that, Stephanie and I, yesterday on the live. We did the sew along, and basically you could do it in any fabric combination of colors that you want, and to suit, you know, the season or whatever. It's a very versatile pattern, and it's a very fast pattern to do as well. So yeah, I think it's great for that. And besides, I like half square triangles, so not everybody's a fan of that. Monkey Man is here. Monkey Man is working on the Underground Railroad quilt to catch up and listening. Yep. Oh, Amy Bradley. That's the name of the person's pattern that the monsters are done on. And Kim, yes, Kim's group is called Atlantic Coast Embroidery. So you should check it out, especially if you are into machine embroidery. There's some great stuff on there. Judy's here from the UP. Finally, some summer weather. What's the UP? What's UP, Judy? I don't know what that stands for. Jeannie's here. Everybody's loving Kim's pillow. And Barb says she loves the bench pillow. Yes, the bench pillow turned out really, really nice. Move over, Kimberbell. There may be a new kid on the block. You know, Kimberbell Designs, I swear, they just do bench pillows. I know they do other things too, but most of their stuff is bench pillows. I mean, how many bench pillows can one house hold, really, with that? Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Oh, okay.
That's a term we
have never heard that term before. So you learn something new every day. Okay, so all the things we've been working on. So what's coming up? Well, we've got, of course, on Wednesday, Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen, as we always do. All are welcome. Links in the show notes, private Zoom, blah-da-da, blah-de-da, blah-da-blah. Come and go as you please. Work on whatever you want. Come and have some fun, because we always do. And that's Wednesday. And we open the doors, so to speak, the virtual doors to that at 9 a.m. Eastern Time and run until about 4:30. 4. We run until about 4. Yeah. So as I said, yesterday I was on with Stephanie. She was doing a sew along with the quilt that you just saw, the In Pieces by Tracy Perks. And we had a good time talking about various things. We had hoped that Tracy was going to be able to join us, but she had an accident. I don't know if you're aware of this, most of you, if you saw my interview back some time ago with her, and if you've listened to Stephanie tell you the background of Tracy as well. She lives on a boat. Her studio, her house is on a boat in the canal system in England, and she moves around from one spot to the next on that boat. I think because they're not allowed to stay stationary for more than 2 or 3 weeks at a time in one spot, so they have to keep moving. But kind of a unique experience, and it would have been nice if she could have made it, but she fell getting out of her boat apparently and did some damage to herself. So we don't really know what the extent of her injuries are. We're hoping that she has a quick recovery from it, because she's a very, very interesting person too as well, so maybe down the road. But if you've never seen the interview with Tracy Perks, you'll have to go back for a while. It's in my playlist called Idiot Quilter Presents, and it's probably been about a year ago, a little more than a year ago, when I interviewed her. So yeah, you'll have to dig back. But usually if you look in the playlist, usually in the title of each one, it'll say who's being interviewed. So you can find it that way. You might even be able to do just a search within the playlist too for it. M says, from the Serger video, I feel that I have learned is really how to live. You guys take such good care of the machine. Well, yeah, but that's the first time that we've actually deep cleaned my Serger since I've owned it. And I've had it for a while, but I hardly ever use it. So it doesn't really get too dirty or dried out over time. But yeah, they're a little bit more tricky to clean than than your domestic sewing machine. Barb says Kimberbell does a lot of bench pillows. I think in the U.S. a lot of people have outside porches, hence the bench pillow. Yeah, that could be, Barb. Jan says, good week coming up for sewing. Looking forward to it. And Kim says, why just benches? I'm thinking decorations for the bed or couch. Oh, okay. The couch, for us, it would just get tossed on the floor all the time.
Yeah. Though we do have a couch upstairs.
Although
sit on.
I was just thinking of that. In the more formal living room, we have two couches.
Yeah, well, the one in the kitchen, too. We have one couch that we pretty much never sit
There's a quilt on that couch. It would hide the quilt. What are you suggesting?
I don't know.
I guess not.
Well, I don't know. Bench pillows.
But on a bed, they would be okay too, because they're good decoration as well. I don't know. I'm just.
I guess it depends on the person if you're into that or not.
Like if you like, I mean, I think your bench pillow is gorgeous. It almost makes me want to make a bench pillow. But notice I said almost, because I don't think I'm going to. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, I guess they could be used in other spots in your home as well. I'm just not a big cushion person, period. Which reminds me, the cushions we have on the couch down here, I need to redo. Yeah, new covers for them. Get around to it. I actually have an in the hoop one that I've had for a while.
Yeah, make a couple of scary ones with your.
Oh yeah, that's true. I could do that too. Yeah, for Halloween. Yeah, make a couple of scary pillow covers. Yeah, that might be an idea. Julie's here. Hi, Julie. So, what else is coming up? Pop-up Sew Day this coming Saturday, August the 31st. Last pop-up day of the summer, let's say, kind of a thing. So that's on, now that's Labor Day weekend. So I was taking a bit of a chance. People may have plans on Labor Day weekend, but if you don't, and you've got nothing better to do, and you want to do nothing better with other people, come to the Pop-Up Sew Day. The link's in the show notes. When this goes for rebroadcast, it'll be there. And it will be in my vlog tomorrow on Idiot Quilter Tuesday. And it'll be in on So Chatty on Friday as well. So lots of things there. And I'll be sending out the email with the link to all of those of you that are on my mailing list, as I usually do. And had a few new people join the mailing list in the last week, which is nice. I think my mailing list is up to 225 names on it. Not that 225 people come to the Pop-Up Sew Day. On a good day, we average around 40. So, but all are welcome, and it's free.
All are welcome up to 90.
No, up to 99.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I can handle 100, but I have to have a spot. So actually, I take several spots. So usually, although with my new camera setup, I may not have to anymore. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, it's a come and go as you please. It starts at I start letting people in at 8 a.m. Eastern time, and we run until about 4:35 o'clock. I like to end just before Stephanie goes live. And she usually goes live on Saturdays at 5 p.m. So, yep. All are welcome. Bring whatever you want to work on. Okay, now speaking of things coming up, fall retreat. I'm not sure if I gave you the right date last week or not. I was a little confused, but the right date for the fall retreat now is Saturday, October the 19th. The fall retreat is a little different than Pop-Up Sew Days, and there will be a video coming out in the next week and a half or so. And there'll also be, to the people on the mailing list, you will all get a copy of all the rules, regulations, restrictions, and details of the retreat. In a nutshell, for those of you that have never been to one of my retreats, first of all, it is absolutely free. There are prizes during the day. I do have two very special presenters. I'm not going to reveal who they are right at the moment. But they are people, some of you will know them as well. They come from people who have been longtime subscribers and are very, very interesting. So we'll have that. We're going to have probably a panel discussion on a topic as well with those two people and a couple of others involved. And yeah, we usually have a really good time during the day. But the one thing you will be asked to do, and as I said, details will be coming, you have to register. It is free, but in order to reserve your spot, you need to register. And that's as simple as sending me an email when I open up registration, not before. Again, watch for the details when they come out. And you have a spot. Simple as that. And this is what Walter was alluding to. I can only handle 96 people. It's my Zoom license. It is done by Zoom. It's not a YouTube live or anything like that. It is not recorded. It is private. So I can only handle 96. It usually fills up within the first couple of days of when I open it up for registration. So just saying.
Yeah, we decided a long time ago not to make it a private thing so that people didn't get intimidated that they're going to be seen on YouTube.
On YouTube and stuff like that. Plus, making it private and having you register is a security thing as well. It keeps out people who love to come in and bomb things like this. So that's why when you registered, you'll be asked to give your real first name and your real last name and your email address that you wish to be registered under for contact purposes. You will be expected to have your camera up and running on Zoom. Again, it's a security thing. Need to see your face. Okay? So, you know, as we said, we don't record it or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about going out and getting all your makeup on and everything like that for it. And if you're a little bit shy, you don't need to be. Everybody is always very, very friendly, supportive, nice. There's no drama.
And if they're not nice, they get kicked off.
Yeah, if suddenly they're not nice, they get kicked off. And to date, I don't think I've ever had to do that. At least not on a pop-up sew day. I only had to do it once on a I only had to do it once on a pop-up sew day. I've never had to do it on a retreat. So, yeah. So, stay tuned for details about all of that. Julie says, Stephen, I enjoyed the Pieces video with you and Stephanie. I lost power 40 minutes into it. Working on it is as I listen. Okay, good. And Barb says, some sad news. Someone that you interviewed a while back has passed away. Channel name was your sewing teacher. I was thinking about her, went on her channel and found out she had cancer. I'm sorry, I don't remember who that is. I'll have to look back. That must have been one of my earlier interviews. And I can't place that person, but that is sad news, but I'll have to look into that. Yeah, thanks, Barb, for that information. Sherry's here, and it's a beautiful day because Sherry is here.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Will you be mine? Could you be mine? Could you be my friend? Mr. Rogers. Okay, so this weekend, they had at our local quilt store, they had their semi-annual, biannual, no. They do have it twice a year. Open house. And that's when they reveal all of the classes that you can take. And they've got a whole slew of them. And before you ask, no, I'm not taking any. And there's two reasons I don't take classes anymore. One,
there isn't anything I want to take.
There isn't anything I really want to take. And, okay, this sounds really bad, but I know it all. I mean, I'm not learning anything new from those classes. They're great classes. I mean, nothing wrong with the classes. The instructors are excellent, everything like that. But just for me, there isn't any point. And I also have to admit that since COVID and everything, and now that I do pop-up sew days and the retreats and sewing days every week, I really don't want to pack up my stuff and take it down to a place.
That was her.
Oh. She was young. Yeah, what's her name? Do you find her name on there? Walter looked up your sewing teacher. I remember her now, yes. Oh, that's too bad.
I don't know what her name is.
Because I think she had a relatively young family too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's really too bad on that. But anyways, that's a downer. So let's move on here. So yeah, so we didn't go to the open house because it is a zoo. I don't fully understand why they have in-person sign-ups. You have to go down to the store and sign up for the classes, and it's on a first come first serve basis. Although they did open it up later in the day to online afterwards. Yeah, it's not a huge store, so when you get everybody in there and they're all like kind of a thing, it really is a bit much. And in fact, we were in the store on, was it Thursday we went in?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ladies there, she said, "So you coming to the open house?" And we went, "Hell no. Just, I don't blame you." And I mean, it's nothing against the shop or anything. It's just that there's just far too many people. And when you're claustrophobic, it doesn't help in there. And some of them get very feisty in there as well. So, not my idea of a good time. So, anyways, I'm sure they did well.
I've taken classes there before and stuff too. And I always look to see if there's anything in that I'm interested in. But so this time I haven't seen anything that really perks my interest.
No. Now, one thing though that they are doing, and I am very, very curious about it. Shirley, the owner of the store, is running a class where she's going to show people how to quilt a quilt on their embroidery machine. Yeah, I wonder how that's going to go.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm almost tempted to sign up for it.
It's only a 1 day.
It's just a 1 day class kind of a thing with it all. But you know how I feel about that. But if you saw So Chatty this past week, you know that, yes, given the right machine, you can do it. And that means having a machine that has a projector on it for lining up things. Apparently, but I'm still not.
I would think that it would be
sold.
difficult to do it on a 550E because of where the embroidery arm is.
Yes, yeah, because you can't. Yeah, your quilt's not going to roll in underneath the throat there because your arm is there.
Yeah.
On it. So whereas
on your 15,000, it was different, wasn't it?
Yeah, the arm was on the other side. Well, the arm actually came out from the top. Actually, the arm did go over, but not right to the edge, whereas the 550E, it almost goes right to against the throat. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, where are you going to roll up your quilt on that?
I don't know. That's the thing, but
I don't think you can do it on a 550 unless it's a small quilt.
I'm assuming she's going to demo it on the M17, the big one, because that's the machine they tote with that. But she has told people they bring their machines and they should have a good knowledge of how to use their embroidery machine. So that could be, I don't know how she's going to manage that. What if people bring in a machine that's not a Janome? Although the likelihood is if anybody's taking that class, they bought a machine from her and they probably have a 500 or 550E or possibly an M17. I don't know. I'm curious. Maybe the day she's doing that, we should go into the store and just spy, take a look around at it. But anyways, yeah. So they did have some interesting things on there, but nothing was really, not enough to get me wanting to pack up all my stuff and go there for a class.
Yeah.
Or for classes. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the other problem is that you have to drag all your stuff there.
And to be honest, her classroom is kind of cramped in there. It's she has a small shop, and it's just really difficult to
I mean, if it was something that I really wanted to do, I think I would do it. But I was kind of looking at bags and stuff like that, what they had to offer, and the ones they're doing this time really didn't really appeal to me.
No. Although they have that one But I think I have the pattern for that one. I think that's a
It has
bag
a
by Annie.
zipper on the bottom.
Oh,
Like
interesting.
it has like a compartment on the bottom.
Oh, I don't know. I need to dig out my bag patterns to see what I got. I have a bunch of them.
I have a bag I want to do, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. So.
Well, I don't know. But anyway, so Stephanie says her name was Amy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw the word Amy on there.
Uh,
I vaguely remember the name.
Yeah.
And her name being Amy and stuff.
yeah, I remember that she's relatively
She was
relatively
fairly
young.
young.
Yeah, and I think she had a young family too. So Barb says she lived in Ontario. I have to go back and look at that interview. That was so long ago that I interviewed her.
I was reading some stuff on there. There's somebody, I think her daughter had posted on there and mentioned your interview. And
Oh,
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe your daughter isn't that young. Maybe her family isn't that young.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe she just looked really young. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
Well,
don't
anyways, that's really quite sad. Inez is here. Hi, Inez. And Susie's here. Mona's here. She just was at a quilt shop. Ooh, one that's open on Sundays. Geez, none of the quilt shops around here are open on Sundays. Jackie says, found out that the embroidery machine trolley is discontinued. Yeah, Jackie was asking me about the trolley for the 550E, and Janome did have one that fits that, but apparently it's discontinued.
Yeah, I just have mine on a desk, and you just have yours here. So
Oh, look, Monkey Man says the bag tutorial would be great, I think. Different handles, embroidery, etc. Walter won't do it.
well, I just do a simple bag.
Yeah.
But I want to do a more complicated bag. So
Yeah. Sandra says, to quilt a large quilt, when I do it, I have done it on a 15,000 nail on the M17, but on your machine with the arm on the sun side of the machine, it will be much harder. Yes, and obviously, Sandra, you have never seen my video series about the 15,000 and all the problems that I had with it. And this is where it stems from, where I say, okay, here is something. I don't know if this is a woman thing. Sorry, sounds sexist. Oftentimes when I ask people, when I say something is that I had difficulties with it, I couldn't do it or whatever, I think it would be awkward in the sort, I have somebody always pops up and says, I did it and I didn't have it, and I did it and I did it on mine. Then if I question them further, I find out, well, yeah, you did it, but there was this problem and there was that problem and this problem. And I gave you examples of that kind of thing on So Chatty on Friday as well. So what the thing is that I've got against, and you've heard me say this 1,000 times, it's a broken record. The thing I've got against Bernina and Janome, both of them are toting that they're top of the line embroidery machines. You can do a quilt on them, but they have not shown that being done. They show a little sandwich. They do not show a queen size quilt.
which I suspect that class that they're having,
She won't be doing a queen
she
size.
won't be doing a major quilt. She'll be showing a quilted panel.
Probably. And she says in the description, she's going to show you how to line things up.
Yeah, so you'll have one pattern she does, and then I bet you the thing that she's got is only like this big.
Yeah.
Like show me how you're doing it on a real quilt.
Yeah. I've yet to find a video that shows it being done on a full quilt. The closest I came was the guy from some store somewhere in the States. He was showing how to do it. He had a larger piece, but it was still not a quilt. It was sandwiched, but it was plain fabric front and back with batting in between. He had to unhoop it from his machine. It's just the...
It looks like there's stuff stuck. Or is
Yeah,
it?
it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
Squirrel.
I hear it.
Ice here. Ice front.
All right.
Ice front. No! Disregard the 3D printer. What were we saying? Oh, yeah, there was this guy, and he had this thing, but he kept having to take it, move it over to a bigger table, like a cutting table, to reposition the hoop. He was, and on his machine that he was using, it had a laser light thing, and he had a screen where he could see it had a projector, and you could see where the quilt was going to be lined up. But he had problems with that, even though he had that system. Whereas the machines that I have do not have that kind of system on them. I think if you had a brother, I don't know if it's a Solaris or an Innova or whatever that has that projector, it would be easier to line up something so it looks like you've done edge to edge. So good for you that you were able to do it. I would love you to make a video the next time you do a quilt from beginning to end and post it, because I would love to see what you go through to get it to line up with that. I really would. Sorry, I'm not cutting you up or anything like that. More power to you. If you're getting it to work and it's working fine for you, that is wonderful. But I did not. I did a queen size.
I think what you're trying to do more than anything is warn people
that
if they buy a very expensive machine like that, that it won't be a breeze.
It doesn't substitute for long arm.
It won't be a breeze to do a quilt on.
No. But you see, these manufacturers, Janome and Bernina, are making people think that, oh, it's a breeze. You just put it in your hoop, you push a few buttons, away it goes, you've got a quilted quilt. No.
Even on a long arm, it takes a long time to do an edge-to-edge design.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not sold on it. I'm also not sold on the fact that you could bust your machine or throw your timing out too if something goes bad. But if it worked for you, then go for it. Whatever works, if it gets you to the end product that you want, go for it.
This friend did a quilt.
Where are you reading?
Lopez.
Oh, a friend did a quilt, an entire quilt on her Bernina, but it took forever. She bought the blue tiles from Kimberbell to help it align the blocks. I don't know what the blue tiles are from Kimberbell, but obviously they're an alignment thing with it. Yeah, the two people I talked to said it took a long, long time as well, which I definitely know. I did a queen size quilt on my MC 15,000 when I first got it. I did it, and I'll never do it again. No. And then I had a lot of problems with that machine as well. So, I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole series, actually. I have a separate playlist for that.
Hi, Colleen.
Colleen, where do you see Colleen?
At the bottom.
Oh, Colleen's here. Hi, Colleen. I was looking, Iser's here. Thimble Hook and Shuttle from Las Vegas. Janice says, the only big quilts I've ever done on my embroidery machine was one block at a time, then using the quilt as you go method for connecting blocks. Okay. Yeah, Janice, that's not quilting a quilt on an embroidery machine. That's doing separate blocks, which are manageable. If you want to do that method, that's manageable. But that's not what Bernina and Janome are saying. They're making you think that it's going to be a breeze to do an edge-to-edge design across any size of a quilt. And I have a problem with that because I think that is misleading advertising. And if you're buying, and like Janome's doing it with their M17, well, that's I don't know what the price is now, but $15,000 or $16,000 machine. It was $23,000, but they ridiculous
reduced it. So
and
I think it's 16,000 right now.
And the Bernina machine is over 20,000, I think, for it, unless they've dropped the price too. So, that's a lot of money to spend on a machine thinking, oh, I can do this with it. Let's see. Iser says, absolutely, I've only able to quilt my miniatures or small wall hangings on my embroidery machine. Yes, edge to edge works on smaller quilts. Any other sizes get hand quilted. Yeah. And the other thing, too, is, let's face it, a quilt is heavy, right? And people most people making quilts are older, and they may have arthritis in their hands. And you're putting something that heavy into a hoop or trying to get it to stay in the hoop. And yes, I'm quite aware there are such things called magnetic hoops and all this. And some people swear by them. We have a magnetic hoop. I swear at it. So, yeah. But whatever. If you get it to work and it works for you, go for it. Go for it. Colleen says, hi, Walter. Hi, Stephen. Out for afternoon tea with LMM music. I just hate short forms. UP, LMM, everything else. People use short forms all the time, and I don't know what those mean. So, Colleen, what's LMM music? Inquiring minds want to know. Is everybody just so damn lazy to write everything out these days? What is it? This is a texting nation, you know? Your thumbs don't work that way? What? Okay. So, as we said, so Chatty, we have finished the Serger series, and we're going to start a freestanding lace, freestanding applique series come this Friday. If you're not aware of what freestanding lace is, it's cool. Freestanding lace is something like, you reach over here, Walter's busy buried in his phone looking
Love
up LMM.
World Music Ministry, LMM.
Love World Music Ministry. Love World Music Ministry. Okay. Whatever. On that one. So, this is the kind of thing we're talking about here. This is an example of a very simple freestanding lace. There is no fabric involved. It is all thread. And you do it on your embroidery machine, and you can make some really cool things. Lots of applications, everything from Christmas decorations, ornaments, to jewelry, to napkin rings, to tea light rings, all kinds of different projects you can use. You can even take these and you could sew them on a bag. You put them on a quilt.
We made Halloween houses.
We've done well, that's not freestanding lace. That's freestanding lace and freestanding applique, which is another level up where you actually do use fabric, but you make three-dimensional objects. We've done a whole bunch of Halloween houses. We've done all kinds of Christmas village things.
I did a nutcracker.
Walter did a nutcracker. No, he didn't trip down the stairs. He did it for that. And it's really a whole nother dimension in using your machine your embroidery machine. And so we're going to do a series on that. And starting, as I said, this coming Friday. And it'll blow your mind if you have never seen this kind of thing before. And believe me, once you've learned how to do it, and it's not hard. In fact, it's so easy. And you give them as gifts to people, they will be absolutely wowed. Couple of Christmases ago, I made cards for the ladies down in the quilt store, our quilt store.
There's your gnomes.
Yeah, there's my gnomes. Oh, well done, man. Not giving everything away. That sounds so chatty. Geez, you just wanted to spill the beans on everything, don't you? Don't tell Walter a secret. Think I'm bad.
I didn't know it was a secret.
It's not a secret, but I'm building suspense. There's an art here to this. Really. You want them to
Somebody
keep coming
wants
back
to know
more.
if it's starched.
No, it's not. However, you will find out why it is stiff. Not going to tell you. You'll have to see the videos when they start. It'll explain to you how this is done. Yes. And anybody can do it as long as you've got an embroidery machine. And it doesn't have to be a Janome embroidery machine. It can be whatever brand. We'll be focusing on Janome because that's what we own. But you can do it on any embroidery machine. So, and when you start seeing the various 3D things you can make on it, that'll blow your mind. OESD has a lot of them on their site. And if you go there and check out their Christmas Village, every year they add more pieces to it. You can buy the entire Christmas Village, the files for it. They have it on sale right now for $662 American. Regularly $800 and something American. Yeah. but you can buy the individual pieces.
Yeah, but even the individual pieces
Are expensive.
Are expensive.
You wait till they have a sale, and they have a lot of sales. And I talk about that on the video on Friday. They have a lot of sales that'll start coming up in about tail end of September into October, where you get like 50% off, sometimes even as much as 60% off.
Yeah, and that's a good time to buy. So.
Yeah, that's a good time to buy those, because I looked the other day, and the houses for a Christmas village, each one was averaging about $42 $42 Canadian. I had the Canadian part up there, so that's pricey.
Yeah, and when you're doing a 3D object, like why they're so expensive, if you're doing a 3D object, they usually have various different pieces that you have to embroider.
Yeah. And then you put it together, and we'll show you how to put it together as well. And yeah, once you see how this works, and once you've tried one, you will want to make more.
Yeah, you get kind of hooked on
it. It takes a while. It takes a long time. You're not gonna sit down at your embroidery machine in an afternoon and make one of these things. Okay? It's going to take you a bit of time, but the end result's well worth it. Just backing up here. Barb says, didn't Shirley mention that she has quilted a complete quilt on her embroidery machine? Yes, she did. Shirley is the only person that right now that I would trust her opinion and her experience about it, because Shirley is very, very technologically savvy. And I have tried to get her to do a video showing what she did. But yes, Shirley is the only person that I will bow down to and say I am not worthy when it comes to doing that kind of thing, because Shirley is absolutely excellent at it. Colleen says, Lucy Maud Montgomery, I knew I should have written it out. Oh. LMM Music. So it's Lucy Maud Montgomery who wrote Anne of Green Gables. And that. Okay, that's not what you looked up.
No. So obviously not.
The one you looked up sounded like Holy Roller music.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So Pretty Jackie says, love freestanding lace. I made a lot until Singer changed the software. Oh. Huh. What, Jackie? I don't. They changed the software.
So how's that make it?
Yeah. Why couldn't you?
Is it because it uses a different file format than what
you could get, or
you could get?
I'm not even sure what the software is. Unless you mean digitizing something to make it into a freestanding lace kind of a deal. I don't know. I'm confused, Jackie. Fiery mice. I need more detail. Let's see. I'm catching up here. Oh, Jackie says, what time on Friday? Well, it varies. It'll probably go. I usually get it up onto YouTube in around 4 o'clock-ish Eastern time. It's not a live. Okay, it's pre-recorded. And Iser says, hooray, I would love to watch this video. My machine has this feature, but I never tried it out. Thank you so much. So I guess you're talking about your machine is also an embroidery machine. And
because freestanding lace is just embroidery.
Yeah, it's just embroidery. But
it has to be done on an embroidery machine.
Yeah, and the stitches are done in such a way that they interlock with each other and give it support, as opposed to like fabric would give you support in an ordinary embroidery kind of thing. Shirley says, thanks, Steve. Not tech great. I will try to do a video when I quilt a larger quilt. Yes, the California King quilt, 257 hoopings, but was not that hard and had very little problems. And Shirley is the only person that I will trust.
And the only person that would say 257 hoopings is
not hard. Yeah. Had very little problems. It's good. Like, Shirley is a goddess. when it comes to this kind of thing. She really is. I know she's blushing right now, but it's true. Okay, so that's on So Chatty, our next series. But if you guys have any suggestions for something we can develop into a series, let us know. You can put it in the comments below on any of my videos, or you can send me an email with it. It doesn't necessarily mean we're able to do that, but it may springboard us into other ideas related to that as well. So to date, we have done using an AccuQuilt die cutting system. We've done machine embroidery, standard machine embroidery. We've done the latest serger and cover stitch machines. Is that it? I thought there was a fourth one we did.
You did AccuQuilt and stuff.
Yeah, I said that right now. Are you in the room?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's what I wasn't sure. If you...
That's it. I guess that's it. Just those three. I guess that was it. Yeah. Oh, and Dan is blowing smoke up Shirley's rear end now. I'm just kidding. I'm broke right now, but the check will be in the mail. Yeah. Yeah, Shirley's not been well. So, you know, I don't want to put any undue pressure on Shirley for that kind of thing. So whenever you get to it, Shirley, that will be just perfect. Yeah. No pressure there. Okay, so what else did we do this week? Well, we went to the X, which is the Canadian National Exhibition in Toronto. It is an annual event, not for us to go, but it's an annual event that happens in the last 2 weeks of August, and it's really, when the X comes on, it's pretty much the unofficial ending of summer, because the last days of the X are on Labor Day.
Oh, yeah, we did Walter Does Lucy.
Oh, that's right. Walter Does Lucy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was a little bit... We haven't been in quite a few years now. And the last time we went, I think we said we're never going to do this again. And the reason is that it is... Okay, the history of the Canadian National Exhibition. It's over 100 years old. It was, but what the name suggests, it was supposed to be showcase the newest innovations in technology and products and everything like that from across the country. It's a World's Fair-like kind of thing, except it's only Canada.
Yeah, and it used to have a lot of stuff like, it used to feature a lot of arts and crafts and things like that too. Like, sort of like a fair in the U.S., right?
Yeah. And when we were younger and we went to it, it was really exciting because they'd have one pavilion that had all the stuff about future technologies and displays and all the latest gadgets and things like that all being demoed. They had another building, the automotive building, where they showed all the latest cars and all the gimmicks that went with those. They had an international building where they had food and products from various countries around the world, all that kind of thing. Of course, they had a midway, rides and games and junk food and all that kind of stuff. They had a band shell kind of, well, not a band shell. They had a stadium, what do you call it? A concert stadium kind of thing.
Yeah, and they put on concerts and everything.
With, big groups of the day, comedians, things like that. You bought tickets for that separate. They also had competitions, like you entered, like a fair. You entered flower arrangements, quilts, and food and stuff like that. In the food building, they had you could eat for nothing in the food building just on the samples. It's kind of like going to Costco, but that and all those kind of things. And the food that they had in there was stuff that was not your run-of-the-mill, like, okay, it's not McDonald's, it's not Burger King kind of stuff, all of this kind of thing. None of that exists anymore. They don't have a car show anymore.
Yeah, well, see, a lot of that stuff has now been changed to the International Auto Show, where you go see it at a big location at a different time, or electronics show in in Las Vegas
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
So those are gone.
yeah,
The food building doesn't have samples. It's all chain restaurants inside. So there isn't anything you can get in there that you can't get out on the street somewhere. They don't it this time, I think last time we were there,
I mean, the other thing they had, well, they had an area where there were food trucks, which
Yeah.
maybe was a little bit different, but it's still the same sort of stuff you
same
can get
stuff,
anywhere.
you know. They always have your deep fried Mars bars and
Deep fried butter.
deep fried butter. Oh my god, just the thought of that makes my stomach turn.
They had a lot of pickles this time, like deep fried pickles.
Yeah,
and
deep
stuff.
fried pickles, pickled chips, pickle that, pickle everything.
Pickle corn dogs.
Yeah, pickled corn dogs. They also had, and they have your usual funnel cakes and ice cream sandwiches. Walters claims that I have had a funnel cake.
Yes,
I don't
you have.
think I have. And I've never had one of
He
those.
said he's
ice
never
cream
had a
sandwiches.
funnel cake, and I remember distinctly that he's had some before.
Oh, you remember a lot of things, but they made up in your mind.
Yeah,
when
right.
You remember them. Yeah, really.
They're not that exciting.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, well, he won't let me have one because he's on a diet. Then he goes, "You can have one if you want to."
I can make you one.
No, get up there and make me a funnel cake. Yeah. Yeah, so they don't have that. Now, they sort of had a contest for flower arrangement, but everything was dead.
Yeah.
It was dead. It was
It was
brown.
like, all it was, it looked like people brought in their houseplant.
Yeah, it was nothing. But I didn't see anywhere where they had like some quilts, handiwork.
They used to have those butter sculptures.
Yeah,
Remember?
that's right. They didn't have the butter
No.
sculptures. With that, they didn't have any of the newest technologies or anything like that. What they did have were giant flea markets, pretty much. Everybody's selling gitchy little gadgets with things that they had made and whatnot, and not necessarily nice stuff. I mean, I can go to a crafter's market any day of the week, and that's what it was like. They didn't have well, see, they didn't. They don't have concerts there anymore. In fact, they don't even have a concert stadium. It's just there's nothing. If you're a kid, you probably have a good time because there's rides. But that's about it. Oh, and they had an area with the food trucks where they sold beer. But we were very confused about how they were selling that.
Yeah, I know it was confusing the way they were selling stuff, because there had this kiosk at the front that said you could buy these tickets for something, and one place there was one brewery that accepted tickets for a beer, but then there was other places further down that
you just paid cash or credit card.
So
actually.
that was confusing.
That was very confusing. Yeah, so it's just the place I liked the best was the farm display, and there wasn't a heck of a lot going on in there either. We did see the piggies, and that'll be on the video that I'll show you on Monday on my vlog.
They had a big sand sculpture.
Yeah, they had a big sand sculpture. That was really interesting.
And they had some alpacas.
Yeah, some alpacas and some goats.
With Patti LaBelle hairdos.
Oh yes, and there were a few cows, just a few. But there was nothing much in there. It smelled like crap.
Yeah, I know. They used to have, a long time ago, they used to have an area with farm animals, and farmers brought their cows in to be judged.
Yeah, there was competition. I didn't see one cow wearing a ribbon.
No.
On that, and the pig, she was in a trailer, like a sort of a closed-in trailer with 11 piglets that were all in there, and you just kept looking in and going, bacon, yum, kind of a thing. It was very disappointing, and yet that was the most interesting spot. So that gives you a clue. So we got there right when it opened at 10 o'clock. We took the GO train, it's a commuter train, from here to there. Got in there. There wasn't really huge, massive crowds, but maybe it was because we went on a Thursday.
Now, mind you, we also went on the day of a major train strike. So.
Well, that's true. So
but the train we took was okay. There was trains from the western side of Toronto weren't running because of that. So
Yeah, so I'm just looking here at people saying slops, S. Lopez, slopes, loves
actually,
funnel
no,
cakes and corn dogs.
Dana, there wasn't a petting zoo.
No, there wasn't a petting zoo. They usually have a petting zoo. And they did have a little bundle of bunnies, which I was trying to figure out. This woman was standing inside. She had a little fence around a circular area, and there was like, I don't know, 8 or 10 bunnies, full-size bunnies in there. They were all kind of passed out. And all she was doing is she was bitching about kids coming and disturbing her bunnies. And there weren't any signs. I still don't understand why the bunnies were there. Then if you're concerned about having the bunnies get all uptight and everything, I wouldn't be bringing them there. Because what do kids do when they see a bunny? Bunny, it's so fluffy. You know, like, but anyways, yeah, so no petting zoo. It was a drag. It was really quite a drag. It was a day out, but it was a drag. Oh, Quilt Squirrel says she loves cheese on a stick. I don't think they had any cheese on a stick, but that's, do they deep fry it?
There's a lot of corn, Mexican corn.
Mexican corn, yeah.
Corn in a cup.
Yeah, corn in a cup. Isn't that canned corn? I don't know.
Yeah.
Corn in a cup. But, yeah, so, I don't know. Now, they did have, when we went into one of the buildings in there, which was, they had a huge area if you were a gamer. They had all these huge screens and chairs, and I think they were going, later in the day, I think they may have had some sort of a gamers competition. I don't know. But also in the same building, it was all products you could buy.
Yeah, like some clothing, some company that sell cheap clothing.
Yeah, bargains.
All this clothing on sale, predominantly female clothing. So.
Yeah, you know, like pajama pants. I'm sorry. The only place for pajama pants is in a bed, not on the street. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody looks good in pajama pants. No.
Swiss cheese is battered and deep fried.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they also had butter that was deep fried.
Yeah.
So.
And the many things you were describing, Pamela says, are similar to our Minnesota State Fair. Always a great time. I think the state fairs are probably more what the CNE used to be like than it is today. During the Calgary Stampede, they used to have, Barb says, piglet races. The pigs get cookies at the end of the race. Yeah, they didn't have a piglet race. The pigs were just laying there, sleeping. Here in Ohio, Squirrel says, our state fair has butter sculptures. They used to have them.
Yeah.
They used to have them.
They used to have more of that. And they used to have like farm animal competitions.
Yeah.
And they used to have things like
They used to have a horse show. They used to have a horse show.
They used to have quilts and stuff
yes,
like
they
that.
did.
And handicrafts and stuff. Didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all gone by the wayside.
Yeah, well, they didn't have a horse show either. They usually have a horse show.
And like, unlike the U.S., there aren't really any places.
We don't have like
quilt shows. We have fairs, but I don't know
fairs, but not on the level that the Americans have fairs or state fairs. We don't have that.
Our fairs are little rinky-dinky, crappy ones.
You know, 2 broken rides and a cow. Yeah, that's it. And you get some cheese curd with gravy slopped on it, and they call it poutine. So, yeah. Kim says, sorry it has become so disappointing. Everything's going to the lazy people. Yeah. I have a feeling that I'm sure the people who are vendors there or whatever, they have to pay, of course, probably to vend, and it's probably not worth their while. So that's why you're getting just the people with the knockoffs and the people who think, oh, look, I got a laser burner for Christmas. I'm going to make cheese boards with cute sayings on it. There was enough of that. Oh, yeah. Nothing says like fine artistic ability than a laser burn cheese board that says live, love, eat cheese. You know, yeah, I don't think so. Let's see. Sue says, yes, I hate seeing people at the store wearing pajamas. Yes, we do, Quilt Squirrel. Yes, Swiss cheese battered and deep fried. Okay. Yeah, and butter sculptures. And the cow is broken too. Yeah, Barb, probably. It's one that they're about to put out to, well, not to pasture. It's going to become like a roast. I don't know, or something. So yeah, it was a little bit disappointing. And then we trundled on down from there, walked like 3,000 miles.
Yeah, we decided they had lots of food there that you could buy, but
There's no place to sit.
there's no place to sit.
There's absolutely no place to sit.
You have to buy what you're going to have and then eat it walking around, or find a place on the grass to sit or something.
Yeah. Now, I did get some Tiny Tom donuts. I haven't had those in years. Walter put up a fight. He did have two, because it's sugar, it's carbs, and that kind of stuff. And he doesn't do that kind of thing anymore. I've made him a nice salad for dinner tonight. Yeah, I had some of those. And, you get a dozen of these little things I had them dusted in cinnamon for like $8.50. But, it's a thing. Tiny Tom donuts. I remember those from back in the day when we used to go to the X back. So I hadn't had them those years. I had to have them. And I probably won't have them again for another many, many, many years. So we walked up to what we call Harborfront, which is an area.
Yeah, we left the exhibition and we walked out. And we decided to go to a real restaurant for dinner, for lunch.
For lunch. Well, it's a brewery we went to. Amsterdam Brewery, it's called. They've got Amsterdam Good Beer. It's their slogan. And it's sort of on the waterfront as well. And we had actually...
Yeah,
we had
waterfront of Lake Ontario.
Lake Ontario, yeah, such as this. It wasn't green that day, so that's a good thing. There weren't any floating bodies, so that was a good thing too with it. Because that happens every now and then. Or body parts. Whatever. Welcome to Ontario. So we had both got the Southwestern salad, which was a bowl. And actually was quite good. It was quite tasty.
And it was very filling.
It was. Well, it had the word I can't say. I have a lot of words like that. It looks like rice, not rice.
No, I had rice in it.
But I thought it had quinoa.
It had quinoa in it.
Quinoa. And it had other interesting, and the dressing on it was a lime cilantro, and actually that was quite good, quite tasty. I quite enjoyed that.
In it. It was good.
And of course we had beer, because everybody knows beer doesn't have any carbohydrates or sugar. He says with a straight face.
What?
Yep.
What? Beer has carbohydrates.
I know. I was waiting for it. There it was. There's a time joke. It took you a while on that one, didn't it? Yeah, really. Derek says, I think a lot of these fair shows have become overly commercialized. Our local beer festival has become so dominated by the Brew Dog Beer Company, it's a headquarters near us, that locals stopped attending. Yeah, I agree with you, Derek. This is what this is. This is a commercial venture. It's just a giant market. That's it. With a few rides on it.
Which is you have to pay admission to.
That you have to pay, yeah, and it's not particularly cheap. I mean,
we got the
seniors discount, and that was what, $4 off, so it was $22 each.
22, but yeah, I had to pay a $2.99 fee on top of that for ordering.
For Give Online.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Well, which I think you have to pay at the.
It's probably Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Ticketmaster has to.
I think you have to. Yeah, but I think you have to pay it when you're there too. If you go in the lineup and.
Yeah, because Ticketmaster runs the ticket sales. Yeah. Geez, they get you every which way, don't they?
Administration fee.
Yeah. Iser says, you'll just made me appreciate our county fair. At least home crafts are recognized, appreciated, and awarded. Yes, we have a state and county fairs in Nevada. We are not all casinos. Okay, good to know for that. Derek says, must be serious if Scottish people won't go to a beer festival.
Yeah,
yeah, really. True. So anyways, you'll see I did a whole video of our time there, so you'll see what we've been talking about and my commentary on it as well. That's on Monday's, my vlog on Monday. So, Kamala, whichever way you say it, is in. yay, things are looking bright for the future of the United States. Hopefully the orange man won't do something drastic or whatever. He's such a nut. So I'm not getting into the politics with it. Just to say, though, because it was in the title, it says, well, why do Canadians pay more attention to American politics? Because we can't believe what we're hearing or seeing. It is one hell of a great program on there. You know, you hear a sensible person like Kamala, and then you hear Trump. And YouTube is blowing up. There's all these media stations on YouTube that spend all of their time constantly, all day, all night,
Going back and forth,
ripping Trump apart for whatever thing he has done, which I don't disagree with, but or to the other side, back and forth. It's just inundated with it to the point where when's this election happen and when is it over? One way or the other. But there is one very intelligent lady, and
too bad that the Republicans don't have a better representative.
yeah, really, like, why Trump? Well, we're not getting into it because we know there's
lots of people that have their own views. So.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But just to say, we as Canadians follow this more closely than we follow our own elections. Our elections are like, well, whatever. Well, the one I wanted didn't get in. I'll wait 4 years. Sorry.
And your elections are run differently than ours.
Yeah, totally.
Because,
don't get into it.
We don't have the electoral college and stuff.
No, and nobody understands that, and apparently neither do most Americans for it. So we even did some research into that. And
I had to figure out how to do it.
Holy crap, that is one complicated system. I pity you guys, the Americans out there, because how to make something even more complicated than it needs to be. Really. But another reason we follow it is because, quite seriously, whatever happens in this presidential election does have a direct effect upon our country. It affects our economy. It affects our politicians. And we have some wannabe Trump-like politicians, i.e. our Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, in there. And there are people in our country that are just as stupid as the people in the States as well, who think that right now there's a trial going on for the idiots who tried to do the big protest thing on demand that the government resign back in the winter a year or so ago, or 2 years ago. Is that 2 years ago now? Back in that, they're sort of the Canadian version of January the 6th in the United States, storming of this
the big trucker thing.
Yeah, the big trucker thing. So, we have our idiots, too, here. But, whatever happens south of the border to you guys does have a direct correlation with what happens here in our country.
Yeah, so I personally follow what's going on in the U.S., so...
Yeah, and also, we're a bit sadistic as Canadians. We like to see, are Americans as stupid as we think they are? Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff happening around the Trump and that supports that. Yeah, we have, like I said, we have a lot of stupid people here too. But I mean, the stereotypes are coming to life through this whole thing right now. It's just a heck of a lot more interesting than Canadian politics. Our stuff is just so ho-hum kind of a thing. Let's see here. Bird's Eye Power Blend from Freezer Section has why can't I say that word? It's because of the way it's spelled. Quinoa. Quinoa. Well, I see QU and I want to go Quiona. But black beans, rice, red peppers, and a little chili sauce. I added pico de gallo and avocado. Ooh, that sounds good, actually. That would make a good bowl.
Yeah.
Bonnie says there's a lot of hate. That's what Trump has done. Yes, and it has spilled over the border into our country as well. A lot of people have gotten to the attitude, and you see this in the social media, where they think they can just say anything they want against anybody else. We have laws in this country against hate crimes.
And about hate speech.
And hate speech. And this isn't really curtailing a lot of these people. They really believe because Trump is getting away with it and others surrounding Trump, that it's okay to do it here too. No, we're a different country. Totally different country.
Some people that are pretty stupid in Canada even start quoting American laws as if they apply to our country.
Yeah, those idiots that stormed, that were outside of the Parliament buildings, the truckers and that, they were on the news quoting that they had a right to protest. They had freedom of speech according to the Constitution. In the States, not here. Some of them were claiming the Fifth Amendment. You know, if they were being tried.
Some people were asked when they were being arrested that they had to be read their Miranda rights. We don't have that.
No. What rock have you been living under all your life? Apparently, the
watch
rock
too many TV shows.
Yeah. And Sue says our economy has been the pits lately. Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, the economy all over the world has been.
Yeah.
The economy tends not to have much to do with who's in power.
No.
Because it is actually more what's happened post-pandemic and economy of the world. So.
Yeah, but if one of these idiots in power open their mouths, though, it does affect the stock exchange.
Yeah, it does,
all the time. You hear that. Derek says the sad thing is that right-wing maniac politicians in the UK gravitate to similar characters in the USA. Exactly what's happening here, too. One recently elected MP has never been to his constituency, but is always over in the States. Yeah, and that Proposition 2025 thing, or whatever they call it, Project 2025, that, if you read it, that thing is scary. And they're the puppet masters behind Trump, too, I swear. So, yeah, that's a discussion for a whole other day, but that one's really, really scary, too. And we have people feeding on that in our country, i.e., Alberta, which we like to fondly refer to as Texas of the North. Yeah. So
the east of the west.
Or the west. Well,
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Texas of the Northwest. Whatever. On there. Hi, Ingrid. Anyway, so just before we go, I want to bring up something that we were talking about, hate and people feeling that they can say whatever they want to say. No, you can't. And I want to give you an example. I had a person write a nasty comment on one of my videos telling me that I was picking on Walter. She did not appreciate my sense of humor. She didn't think it was funny, and leave him alone.
Actually, what was funny is I didn't know what the hell she was talking about.
No. First of all, yeah, it's part of our persona, what we do, the back and forth. Okay. Second of all, it's our relationship. She doesn't know us. She doesn't know what our relationship is like. And she's not the first person to say this stuff. And so I'm going to put this out to a general warning right now. I'm calling people like that out. Her name was Denna Jones, and it had a number. I wrote back to her on the comment, and it's still there, and you can check it out. I think it was under the So Chatty video of this week. I don't have to stand for that. I will not stand for that. Nobody has the right to tell anybody else how they should live their life or how they should live their relationship. Our relationship is good. It must be. We're going on 41 years with each other. And I dare say that's a longer relationship than probably those people who make comments like this, because I dare say she probably doesn't have a husband or a partner in her life, because who would live with a bitch like that? Yeah, I said it. I said it. And want to know something? That's because I can say it. I wouldn't just say it indiscriminately, but she started the conversation. And it's not a conversation because it's over with now. She is free to drop her subscription, if she even has one, to my channel like a hot potato. I'm not going to cry over losing her. I don't need people like that in my life. And I'm also sorry to say this, and it will sound sexist. 9 out of 10 of those types of comments that I get do come from ladies.
Well, that's not all because all ladies watch your channel.
That's a point. Yeah. No, I am not your husband. You've heard me say that before. I will not bow down to you. And I don't know what she thought I was going to do. Did she think I was going to write back and go, oh, I'm so terribly sorry. I'm going to change my ways. I'm going to change my 67-year-old personality. I am 67.
Yeah,
you do remember that,
yeah,
right? Yeah, I don't know. You had this blank look on
your face. Yeah, you're
like,
older than me. So.
Yeah, 6 months. 6 months, people, on it. But it's not going to change who I am, and she has no right to try and change who I am. But if she thinks I'm just going to take what she said lying down, she's wrong, because I don't. So anyways, that's my little rant for the day. But I think it ties in very nicely with the way that social media has been going these days, with people making rude comments. And as content creators, and my friends that are content creators as well, we have all suffered from these types of, and I'm sorry if anybody's name is Karen out there, from the Karens in the world. And you know what I mean by that. So let's just finish up here with the last word from a few people on here. Kim's got to make dinner. Bye. Barb says, don't take away my cowboy boots. And Sue says, I'm from Texas. Love it. I'm glad you do, because you have to live there. But we all know Texas has a bit of a reputation, doesn't it? And Ingrid says, too often people say things online they would never say in person. Exactly, Ingrid. Exactly. So don't expect that, if you say it, there's going to be retaliation from anybody, not just from me. If you put it out there, someone's going to come after you. But anyways, so just to finish up, reminder, Pop-Up Sew Day this coming Saturday, 8 o'clock on Zoom. Link will be in the show notes of all my videos this next week, including this one when it goes for rebroadcast. On the mailing list, you'll get it also as well. Sewing with Stephanie and Steven on Wednesday. And also be sure to check out all of my friends, their YouTube channels as well. I have them all listed in the show notes as well. If you've never been to Stephanie Stitches or to Quilt Meets World with Russ, they're both there as well. And so check them out, because they have lots of stuff going on in the coming week as well, which is I'm sure you will find interesting and entertaining and informative. Okay, everybody, have a great week, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
Bye.